Operation Shanela is yielding results in the Western Cape. This week alone, police in the province arrested over 3,000 suspects during an integrated operation. Lieutenant General Tembisile Patekile says that the focus is on serious and violent crimes, possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition, alcohol and drugs. Newzroom Afrika's Nasipi Same joins us live with more info. Nasipi, 3,000 is a big number. Great work from SAPS.
Indeed, great work indeed, to taking into account that it was only in a space of a week where they arrested 3,008 people, and as you mentioned, the number of guns, including illegal alcohol that was confiscated, obviously shows the significant work that this particular operation is yielding to. And we are currently in Delft, one of the police stations, not only in the Western Cape that is a hot spot, but one of the communities that police have decided to put boots on ground during this operation to yield, or rather to close the net on criminal activity. But to talk to us more, not only on the operation, but some of the challenges that police officers face, I'm joined by General Patekile. Sir, thank you so much for your time. But talk to us about this operation, just last week alone arresting 3,800 people.
Good evening to you and the viewers. Yes, the Operation Shanela, which is a national operation that focuses on high-density operations. We have arrested more than 3,000 people last week, and over 90 firearms that we recovered. It is to ensure that the citizens of the country and this province, they feel safe and they are safe. And where we are now here in Delft is one of the top 30 stations with serious crimes in the country, matters and the gangs violence in this area. So we are here now to ensure that we're looking at the generators of our crime, your liquor, guns, illegal drugs, and also looking at our wanted suspects that we're looking for, who are responsible for other crimes that have been committed.
We've seen operations like this prior, Operation Fiela and the likes, Operation Tunya, yielding to significant arrests, including seizing of firearms and the likes. But how different is this operation from the previous one?
Look, what we've done, we've intensified the operations, moving all the resources. For example, we've got about 300 more policemen that we've put into Delft. That's beside all other. We've got 8 top 30 stations within the country that are in Cape Town. Whilst we are having these operations, and some other operations are happening on other places. What we want to do, we want to ensure that all generators of crimes, all the suspects that they already committed crime, that we take them out of the community. As you can see, there are over 3,000 that we've done last week. We want to continue with it. And since the start of this, we've seen the decline in many of the serious crimes that have been reported.
I mean, as we drove into this community, it was pitch black. It still is pitch black. Talk to us about some of the stumbling blocks and the challenges that police officers face when entering communities like Delft, as you mentioned, that is in the national top 30 crime hotspot areas.
Now we understand that even in this station alone, last year we lost 2 members of our policemen on duty. And now the load shedding, the environment and designs where you're walking within the informal settlement there's no light and you can't see even a distance on your hand. Those are some of the things. And at this time of the year, it's most raining and the flooding in Cape Town, and in some of the areas you can't even walk because there's a lot of water, there's flood, and some of the informal settlement are actually deep in the flooding areas. Those are some of the challenges that we're sitting. But also we're also seeing the community coming out when we're walking on the streets, and they're so happy that they see us in those streets. They're not hostile with us because they are glad that they're feeling that feel of safe that we are amongst them.
I mean, looking at the previous crime statistics, Delft, Nyanga, Harare, also part of those problematic hotspot areas. Can we see more of this being rolled out to other communities?
We are doing it every weekend from Thursday to Monday morning. In all the stations that we are hotspot areas, especially as you mentioned, we have actually 25 stations that we're focusing on, but in town we've got 12 most stations that are priority, which is Nyanga, Mfuleni, Kailicha, Harare, Brown, Samora Machel, Luanda. Those stations are the ones that are generating actually 65% of our medals for the province. So we're focusing on them. We've seen in the last quarter that many of the stations, their medals and other counts went down. And we're seeing the same trend with the Operation Shanela that we're now focusing on, which will hopefully, when the stats are released somewhere in August by the Minister, we will see the results, the positive results for this quarter as well.
You spoke about 308 boots on the ground today as part of this operation. We know that there's a significant number of police officers in the Western Cape for Operation Lockdown. Is this additional members, or is it members taken from various police stations?
This is the members that are here is not lockdown members. Additional lockdown members are focusing on the other stations as well here with this trend. This one is from the province, but there are also other operations happening in Nyanga, in Kailicha, and in any other places. All of the stations right now, there are operations that are happening, and things are happening in those areas.
And obviously this is not a permanent solution. It's going to go on for a certain period of time. Will the province be looking at moving around police officers from less priority crimes police stations to places like Delft, Harare, Nyanga and the likes, where boots on the ground are much needed, and those resources?
Currently we are moving. We've moved so many from the other stations to here. That's more than 600 members that we've moved. And we are so lucky that with the current training, we'll be getting about 2,300 members that will be deployed in the Western Cape. So we should be reasonably towards 98, 99 capacity of almost all the stations in the Western Cape.
It's only been a couple of hours since your members today descended onto the streets of Delft as part of the operation. What have you confiscated and seized, and how many arrests thus far?
Right now, we've got 5 people that have been arrested in different shippings. We've got 7 bags full of liquor, and 5 shippings that have already been arrested, and so many others, not serious crimes like your possession of mandrax, stop and search when you go to stop and searches. But what we are pleased with, that liquor could have caused more damage to the community for night. So now we've seized it. We are now focusing on processing those people, and we're continuing with the operation until 2 o'clock this morning.
And obviously 308 officers will never be enough. Are we going to be seeing perhaps the police officers interacting and engaging and strengthening that relationship with the various communities that you've earmarked for these operations?
See, actually, as we move and walk on the street, we're talking to the community. We are building that relationship. And as we move, more communities are telling us, go next door, go that. And this is what the interaction that we're getting. Not only in Delft, in all the stations that we've had. And those the 92 firearms we got, and some of them we've got them as we are moving and say, yes, there's somebody coming, and then you get a call, and then you get there. That is the extent of the interaction that we're having with the community. And we want to thank the community for that. And we also want to say we want more. They can assist us so that we can ensure that we get rid of the criminals in this town.
General Patekile, the Western Cape Police Commissioner, giving us an update in regards to their operation that is going to be conducted here in Delft. As he mentioned, that they not only are they casting the net and tightening the grip in various communities that are crime hotspots, however also strengthening those relationships with various communities in order for them to be able to do their jobs and protect the citizens in the Western Cape. We do know that there is going to be an additional number of police officers that are going to be in the Western Cape, and the Provincial Commissioner also mentioning that they have already started with the process of moving around police officers and ensuring that there is enough deployment at the various police stations that do need those resources and boots on the ground to quell criminal activity in the Western Cape.
Nasiba Sabi coming to us from the Western Cape, where the SAPs there are doing an incredible job.